Ken Reid, Global Head of Alliances at KPMG, and I'm joined today by Doug Robinson, Co-President at Workday. Doug, it's great to have you here.
Thank you, Ken. It's great to speak with you today.
So we're clearly living in a very dynamic, changing marketplace, and HR and finance teams are under real pressure to make sure their organizations have the right talent to support their business needs. So I'd like to get your views on strategic workforce planning, and how do we use that as a tool to make sure we have the right people, technologies, employment models to meet both current and future needs?
Yeah, great question. Thank you. So I'd say, first at a foundational level, strategic workforce planning is about keeping HR and finance in sync on the largest expense, the largest investment almost any company makes, which is their people. And of course, the problem with this, Ken, is that finance and HR often speak different languages, but there has to be some common language. They have to agree on things like, what's the cost to get work done in various locations around the globe? What's the optimal number and mix of contingent workers or gig workers or full-time or contractors? And how are we doing against budget? And this, for us, for our view, what we see with customers is this is where they look for this notion of planning, executing, analyzing, and sort of a continuous planning process, but doing so all in one system, one platform, in this case, Workday.
No, thanks, Doug. And I do think the last few years have really highlighted the complexity of workforce plannings for many organizations. And I'm sure, particularly in the next few years, we're going to see much more AI and ML being built into the planning as well and helping with decision making. So what are the other kind of trends and themes that you're seeing in the marketplace that organizations should be considering in this area?
So there's a talent gap, there's a talent shortage. So if you can't find the skilled workers outside of the company, you've got to be darn sure you can keep them, the ones that you have in the company. And so that shows up in investments around employee development, curriculum that is very in context and driven for the worker. And so on top of all of that, we've got, as you know, a pretty strong focus on profitability, especially in the tech vertical right now. So I'd say there's a lot of attention on headcount and cost.
And for me, at the heart of a lot of this is the lack of predictability we now have. And we certainly see it in our business where there's areas where we're sold out and areas where we're less than sold out. And we hear this across every one of our clients in every sector.
Yeah, I think that's that's why you see that continuous planning for sure. I agree with you.
KPMG and Workday have had a long-standing alliance, and I'd love to hear from you some examples of how we're working together to make a difference to our mutual clients.
KPMG's, of course, for a long time now, brought great expertise around our platform to the equation, but also industry expertise, which obviously bringing that together with the strong understanding of the Workday platform is where the value lies. And so KPMG shows up certainly in initial deployments with us all the time and has for years, but also extending the value for existing customers as they continue their journey and look at reinventing their business even after post go live, and it's time to continue to innovate. But I think really the best kept secret at Workday right now is the power of Workday Extend, which adds, as implied, extensibility to the Workday platform. And to me, this is the secret to unlocking Workday value within industry. And KPMG has been right with us from the start on that front. So specifically, KPMG has built out healthcare industry accelerators, built out banking industry accelerators. And so specifically in healthcare, there's over 20 industry-specific innovations that the team has built out. Example of that is a solution to streamline recruiting and onboarding in a really tough area for healthcare, especially acute healthcare, which is solving for clinician retention. So while some of these examples, Ken, are pretty much in the weeds, this is where the value lies in industry. This is where industry requirements live, which is in the details.
No, but I think the details matter. And I do think the combination of your technology, our industry knowledge is incredibly powerful. And when we work closely together, I think we make a big difference to our clients across HR, finance, and planning. So fantastic examples. Doug, thank you very much for your time today. I've really enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you, Ken.